Let's talk about the warehouse costing. Well, when we do the warehousing cost, of course, typical warehousing costs include such obvious expenses as storage space rental, mortgage payments, usually computed on the food basis, and as we continue there, we also need to talk about the insurance, the wages of the employees. They also include the cost of the inventory and the materials handling. And whatever we place there, of course, it covers the space there, so one needs to pay on square foot basis as well. Inventory control. Well, the inventory control means more than keeping the track of the space on hand at any time. It often involves the tricky balancing act of ensuring adequate supply of product in the stock all the time, while at the same time avoiding excessive supplies. Material handling. Most warehouses personnel are involved in material handling, the transportation, arrangement, and orderly retrieval of the inventory goods. Holding down material handling cost means developing a strategy that takes into account product placement within warehouses. Other constitutions include packaging decisions whether to store products as individual or multiple packages or in sealed containers. The strategy known as unitization calls for the standardization of weight from material. A GE warehouse in Kentucky, for instance, uh, places it in an apartment sized refrigerator from Europe in container with 56 refrigerator each, dealing with the huge container rather than individual boxes, and makes the handling easier but reduces theft and damage. It also optimizes the space and makes the restocking easier. Transportation operations, because the highest cost faced by many of the companies is that of the physical moving of the product. Cost is a major factor in choosing transportation method, but firm must also consider other factors: the nature of the product, the distance it covers, and the speed with which it must be received, and the customer wants and needs in this regard. Transportation modes. The major transportation modes are trucks, railroads, and the planes, water carriers, pipelines, while differences in cost are most directly related to the delivery speed. If we talk about the trucks, with more than 3.1 million drivers, trucks hold 68% of all the uh, all the transport carried by all models of the U.S. freight transportation in 2002. The advantage of trucks include flexibility for any distance distribution, fast service, and dependability. Nearly all areas of the United States can be reached by truck because less breakage occurs than with the railroad transport. Truck goods need less packing and a major cost saving. Railroads. Railroads are now used primarily to transport heavy, bulky items such as cars, steel, and coal. To regain market share from trucks, they have extended services to include faster delivery time, piggyback service, in which truck trailers are placed on rail cars. This service alone can save shippers up to one half of the cost of shipping by trucks. Planes. Besides being fastest mode of transportation, air boasts much lower cost in handling and packing and unpacking. Warehouse storage cost items that might deteriorate can also be reduced by air placing inventories with the frequent flying shipments. Fresh fish, for example, can be shipped to the restaurant each day, avoiding the risk of spoilage from packaging and storing. Air freight, however, is the most expensive form of transportation. Water carriers. Water, by contrast, is the least expensive transportation mode and modern waterways, locks, rivers, lakes let water carriers reach many areas in the United States and throughout the world because water transport is also slow. Boats, barges are used mostly for heavy, bulky materials and products such as sand, gravel, oil, grain, for which delivery is so the speed is unimportant. Today, many ships are especially considered to hold large standardized containers.